Oh, it didn't focus in time. What is up? How are we doing? Hopefully levels are okay. It's a little quieter than I usually do. If I'm a little quiet, let me know. Dombros, Iwanu, Ukulele Dad. What is up? We've got a fun build. Jigsaw Saint, thank you, and hello. We got a fun builds. That's a grammatically correct statement. We are building multiple squids today. Multiple. So, should be fun. Plural woot, absolutely. So the Squid 120. Can't confirm. Here just for a moment. What up? G Willard, how's it going, man? Shout out to G Willard. He's a G. Willard. So yeah, we've got a fun build. Couple of builds, similar builds. So for those who don't know, I ran a giveaway like a month and a half ago, and it was something important to me that where I gave it away to someone who maybe, despite financial reasons or despite missing out on the group buy or anything like that, you know, not everybody can own expensive boards. And as I was reminded by Static Age the other day, this hobby is incredibly expensive. When we say, oh, this is a value board at $300, $300 is a shit ton of money, especially to a lot of people. So I was like, well, I want to give it away to someone because the board at group buy cost was $360. It's expensive. But I mean, for those who don't know, it was expensive because one, boards aren't cheap, and two, I needed to pay off vet bills, which I have, so woot. But surprise, by the way, group buy runners make money. I just had to spend mine all. But yeah, so it went to a winner. We had someone kind of talk about we had people talk about their keyboard journeys. I was very moved by a lot of people's keyboard experiences in the hobby and talking about their first boards and maybe why they don't have so many boards or this, that, and whatever. And we, between my wife and Osiris and myself and Langolandia and the person that donated this board, because while I had every intention of giving one away, the second the group buy was over, a very good friend of mine, a very good friend of the channel, said, hey, by the way, give mine away. So this is from a lot of us. I've provided the switches. Heinebush provided the PCB. It's just an H60, but I told him about it, and he said, absolutely, I'll send an extra one. So thank you, Heinebush. Mechs on Deck purchased the switches for this. I got some stabs, some GMK stabs that I found. I'll talk about why I found them. The man who bought the board as well provided the keycaps. And there should be a cable. I haven't talked to Zap in a little bit. He did say he was going to do one. I just physically haven't talked to him. But for the person that won, the person that won's already been picked. when he shows up, I'll talk about it. He did give me permission to release the information. I'll go into more detail about that. And then yes, someone did ask. So one is for the winner and one is for me. So one is a personal giveaway, or not giveaway. One is a personal board. It is my personal green board. I'm very excited about it. Iwanu, thank you very much for the tier 1 sub for 4 months. Thank you. Heine is a scholar and a gentleman. Absolutely. I love Heine. So that's why, my shill jug proudly displays Heine. Cam Peterson, 19. Welcome. So, we've got 2 PCBs. Imagine that. These are the H60s that came with the group buy. These were not made for the group buy. I just needed a solid 60% PCB, and he was making one, and here we go. Like, it was just kind of coincidence, and he absolutely obliged. It fits, it works. Haven't had any issues. We are going to tape mod this most likely as we'll find out. I don't believe. I've talked about this a lot. It's an issue with the board. I wish it wasn't, but it's an easy fix. So we've got our PCBs, and then let's go to top down, and I'll show off the boards. So the first one, for those who don't know, the group buy ran in gray and black. The original group buy ran in gray or raw, and it was a different gray. It was a warmer gray for the group buy from the Baka. I don't have one of those on hand. My Baka is blue. It's been Cerakoted. And I really liked I can't remember the exact number. It's like 11C Pantone Cool Gray. And sorry, there's a car alarm going on outside, and it's just been going on forever. Can't know. Your car's like right down there. So it's distracting. So for this one, I really liked the idea of like a matte black finish, and I really liked the gray. And I thought about doing other options, but just multiple colors creates. I don't do this full time. I absolutely would. The wind keyless issue, yeah. So it's basically, because it's a sandwich mount board, it's a metal sandwich mount board. There can be some tapping, basically, when you hit the vibration of the wind keyless. So let's show it off. Let's show off the black one. Basically, these little wind keyless tabs will get in the way and kind of vibrate against it. So if you put something in between, those plates, or in between the plate and the wind keyless tab, it should fix the issue. I haven't run into too many people that have had the issue after that or because of that. I know Dutch Master, who we just had on, had these little like spacers that were really cool. But this is the black one. Sorry, my apologies. I'll just go out and say I'm not going to do it on camera because it's kind of gross, but I forgot to get my nails cleaned, and I don't want anyone to think that's super gross. Also, if you're a guitar player, you probably know that guitar picks are great to clean your nails. And since my hands are on camera all the time, I should have done this before. Anyway. Love the work you're doing with this group buy. Gotta head out. Hopefully I'll make it back before the rest of the stream. Peace. If the lighting's a little goofy, of course, it's like super overcast today. And I don't have the stream lights set up. Maybe that was a mistake. We'll find out. But here it is. This is the Squid60 in black. For those any of those markings, it's just stuff that I just need to polish out. There's like some markings here. Not really markings. This is a one of the few black B stocks, but if the B stock, meaning that there's like a little tiny mark on the weight right here, stuff like that will go away. Not really go away, but you won't notice it weeks after using it, because this will patina beautifully. So, but this is the Squid60. It weighs fully built over 5 pounds. And then showing off mine, it is different. I got a custom Cerakoted with a custom weight. Got a B-stock squid, pretty much flawless. There you go. So, yeah, this is the custom weight that I did specifically for mine, my wife, and the Blind Assassin. We all got some specific ones. Yeah, the Cerakote's beautiful. Thank you. I'm very excited for it. So it's a Jesse James Eastern Front green with a white splatter paint. Both these brass plates. I have used my Baca with an FR4 plate. It sounded good, but it was just not as stiff. It wasn't the same thing, right? It wasn't the same thing. I'm also realizing I didn't get the bump on pack, but let's unscrew these. Let's get the plate out. Let's get these builds going because they're going to take a minute. That engraving is cute. Thank you. The engraving was designed by Zap Cables. So for those who don't know, we are sponsored by some awesome people, Omni-Type Project Keyboards and Canon Keys. We also have some awesome partners that should pop up when I hit that. There we go. I guess there's a time thing. Zap Cables, Type Beast, and Smith and Rune. We will hear more from them later. This is driving me crazy. There we go. I bumped this camera with my head like right before I started, and it's driving me bananas. Cuckoo bananas. So let's get these boards open, and let's start with the stabilizers. So for the board for the giveaway winner, I'm just using GMK. These are pretty old stabs. I actually need to clean them up some because I've used them before. They still work perfectly fine. They're not brand new, but they're GMK. They're old school GMK back when GMK stabs were reliable. So yeah. And I think with this one, I actually need my Phillips head. How are we doing today? I saw Jedi Junior in chat. She's like one of my favorite people in this hobby. Hello. Rabbit Sensei. Old GMK bad, a good, new bad. Yeah, sadly. So, if the person, so if I'm not mistaken, they're in chat, the person that this board is for. If you want me to lube the stabs exactly how I lube mine now, let me know. If you want me to lube them like I lube everyone else's, I'm more than happy to. Mine, Moyu Blacks are very, I guess that is excited snake, but yeah, Moyu Blacks I'm very excited for. I do mine with 206 grade 2, my stabilizers. It just makes a very creamy, very creamy feel. They're very smooth. Normally 205 grade 2, so. Have you tried Duroc Palm Linears? If so, how do you like them? I have not tried them. I am more excited about this switch. This is the lavender. It's going to go in my OSA. It's going to go in my OSA. I think it's going to be amazing. They sound great. I've kind of popped them in a Squid60 just to test them out and absolutely love them. So, did you encounter Glorious Panda Leaf Ticking Ping? I have not experienced that yet. I haven't used them that much. I put a different spring in them, so we'll see. If it's like horrible, then I'll just rebuild this board and send it to him, because I don't want to send out a bad board. All right, so Cam Peterson 19. Thank you. I figured it was you based on Discord versus Twitch name. They are different, but I didn't want to assume and then just start telling some random person in chat that they're the one that gets the board. That'd be really weird if you're just like, I mean, it'd be awesome, right? If you're in a Twitch stream and someone was just like, yeah, this board's for that guy. And you're like, what the hell? So, let's get another look. That engraving, this matte black does leave a lot of fingerprints. I'll be sure to get in there and wipe it up. But this is the inside engraving. It matches the weight here. So, very, you know, and this one also does have the internal. It's just a lot harder to see. So, it got darker. If you would like me to brighten up this, I can. It's because the world was like, we don't want you to have the best lit stream today. It was like, nah, let's just make, because it's like super dark behind me and all that. What's your favorite Switch? My favorite Switch is the Zyko. I need to get the little baggies because I'm smart and forgot them. So 1 second. The best part about being a group buy runner and building boards, the group buy you ran, is you always have extras of everything. So let's get some bump-ons on this before we get to stepping. Thinking of building my Key 65 with Zykos and Alu plate. I haven't tried, no, I've tried Zykos on a stainless steel. I have not tried Zykos on an aluminum plate. I'm curious to know how that would sound. I know how that would feel. It would be a little springier, as aluminum is just a little bit softer. It wouldn't be overall that much different. For those who don't know, a Zyko is a Franken switch of Zelio V2 bottoms, Holy Panda top, or a Halo stem, and a Yak top, or that's Yak top's the traditional, but basically any Panda stem that you get. Mentorly created a great video going into detail about Zykos with lots. I need to get that as a command. I really need to get that as a command. She created a video going very much into Zykos, so thank you, Mentorly. Check out her channel because she is amazing. I love springing typing feel, so I'll report back. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. I made some holy koalas. I want to know how it's compared to the Moyu Black and Zykos. Heck yeah, Moyu Blacks are sick. Kind of underrated. They don't sound as good as a Holy Panda, in my opinion, but they sound pretty damn close. Come on. What is everyone's plans this weekend? I feel like guilty but not guilty because, for those who don't know, I work in education. I am on spring break of yesterday at 3:30. So, yeah, super stoked. I'm going to talk about what I did last night and how it made me feel old but also proud. Ooh, that's stiff. What is everyone's plans this weekend? What are we doing? As my wife and I like to say about our dog, Howie, what are we doing? Where are we going? Because that's all he ever thinks about, ever. All right, let's get some organization on top of the desk because I've organized my entire life, but not my desk, apparently. So we're going to open this bad boy up. This is going to be, I've already tested the one for Mr. C. Peterson. We have not done this one. This is going to be ours because we're smart and we don't test things. But PCB. So for those, if I get lost, just remind me. Personal PCB, stickers further away. Not mine, stickers real close. Remind me about that. Cherry Housing Moyu Stim is field goal. All right. Or touchdown. Either one. Reduced travel. I think they're more than Moyu Black. Makes an epic clack. Not sure how it stacks tactility, though. I'm currently breaking in Hyperglides and SP Star Grays. There you go. All right. Heck yeah. All right. So let's start with... We're going to go standard stabs for these. And I'm actually... So these are GMK. I'm actually going to be trying out the... I'm going to try out the novelty stabs from my board. So excited to see how that goes. I need to get my life together because I realized I don't have the... This is a beautiful desk mat by Janelli Bean. But it is not the desk mat that I build stuff on. And so I'm going to have to switch that out, which is annoying. Because I feel like I'm never prepared for stuff. So, throwing around a board idea together that's been stuck in my head in SolidWorks. I doubt I'll ever get around to making it, though. Man, if you want to make it, make it. If you don't, that's okay, too. If you are the only one getting in your way, don't get in your own way. Just slide right over your own way. You got this. If you need help, reach out. I'm happy to help. Chewie, did you get into Clacky's Star Wars drop? No, I guess not. I was unaware of the Clacky's Star Wars drop. Am I entitled to it, though? I feel like I should. I'm kidding. That was a super, like, super, what's the word? Narcissistic thing to say. Can I link it? Still up? Yeah, absolutely. I trust you. You can link whatever you want. I trust you, Jedi. Hey man, how's it going? Metclicks, how's it going? Building 2 boards, starting with stabs. Let's see. Ooh, fancy. These are pretty cool. You got like a Mandalorian with a skull, Boba with a skull, Sarlacc pit. There we go. Darth Vader, Stormtrooper. Very nice. These are dope. I don't know if I'll get them. See, if I got one, I would get the Mandalorian one because on my GMK Cafe board, I have the Mandalorian logo. I have Baby Yoda from Archetype. And the other one I use is just like a cafe one, so that would be sick to have. Doesn't really go with cafe, like thematically. Like there's nothing about Star Wars and coffee that really go together, except I guess maybe you can enjoy them together. I don't really think they drink coffee in Star Wars. Maybe that's why they're all so mad at each other. They're just under-caffeinated. Oh, do you have pics of the board? Not at the moment. So I'll just show you. So I got the board Cerakoted because I wanted it to match Cafe more. I'm going to be building it again with lilac linears. I had alpacas in it. I had alpacas in the board that I really liked, but I typed on lilac linears, lavenders, and really, really liked them. And I was like, well, I'm going to be starting fresh on this now that those are clean. So I got my OSA Cerakoted in this kind of, it's like sparkly up front, but matte overall brown. It looks really good with the brass weight. It's going to have cafe on it. And like I said, I've got little artisans. So I might go try and find a Star Wars one. But I also have, there's a guy in Germany that makes little Chewbacca artisans. So I might put that there. And I've got like a Baby Yoda, and then the Mandalorian's kind of this brownish gray. So I think this is going to be this. I'll build this in a few weeks. So. Wait, Chewie artist. Hey, I need to let me see if I can find it real quick. I can't remember the name of the company off the top of my head. Is this it? Yeah, Captamaniac. So here, I'll just... Look at that. Here, this is just a little Chewy artist. Captamaniacs. Jermaine, thank you for the follow. He's overseas. I've been talking about getting one sent to me. Or buying one. I'm not, nothing in the world is free. Except oxygen. Like, in the air. Yeah, dumb statements by me. But yeah, Captamaniac. He's got some awesome stuff. Static Age. Hey, good morning, everyone. Yeah. Yeah, the color with brass is fun. Yeah, I really like it. And the fact that it's patining some. So, doing all right. There we go. Sir Captain Salty. Hello. Let's get this going. So, I want to talk about my weekend and my Friday night. So... for the last few weeks, I've been very antsy about wanting to organize all my drawers. You know what? No, we're going to change out the desk mat first. Geeks Don't Panic, thank you for the sub. Thank you for the 3-month sub. Geeks Don't Panic. So let's change out the desk mat because if I ruin that, I literally made a custom Lightroom profile for this desk mat because this desk mat is so good with pictures. Ugh. So I don't want to ruin it. We'll pull it out. We'll pull it back out later. For now, one of my favorite desk mats that I will ruin with solder. The Great Wave desk mat by Cannon Keys. Sorry for all of the insane amounts of wobble there. Hey guys, good morning. Switch Dr. AU, hello. Hopefully you get your squid soon. I was checking on all of the orders because man, customs is taking forever. Just a rough time for customs. To anyone that is stuck still waiting on a Squid60, I'm sorry. I wish I could help, but it's not. I can't really call and be like, "Hey, hurry up." Be like you and the other 9 bajillion people that want that. So let's get these lubed. Customs love it. Yep. What's your favorite Switch? The Zyko, followed by the Holy Panda. 74 grams on the Holy Panda, 78 grams on the Zyko, 98 gram creams. I did say 98, so basically 100. I just dropped a stab. 98 gram creams are in this board. As it is probably, it's not even, honestly, it's not even close. It's my favorite non-60% keyboard. This specific crown at TKO. I don't have too many. I did part ways with my Singa. I talked about how I was back and forth, but I kind of did that long, hard look at myself, and I really wanted a new camera lens. So I opted to sell my Singa 75% keyboard, and it was to someone in the community, so I was happy about that. 98 gram creams, absolutely. I got a lot of comments on that on Instagram. That was unique. People lost their minds. I was like, yeah, dude. I mean, look at it. I got sausage fingers, man. Next time Osiris and I are in the same place, we're just going to take a picture of our hands next to each other, and you will completely understand why Osiris uses normal switches and I use heavy boy switches, because I have sausage fingers. Terrified and impressed, absolutely. Getting these stabs done. If I can get the stabs done by 1 o'clock, that would be insane. We are just lubing the internals of the housing. The 74 grams should be fine to push it up. Might take a small break-in period, but 74 grams should be more than enough force. Here we go. But no, this weekend and this entire week has just been like organization goals. And so all week, you know, I went online at Target and I ordered like $50 worth of like storage bins and you know, desk drawer organizers, all that stuff. Nothing super expensive. It doesn't need, to me, I mean, you can have it look, you know, there's form and function, right? And when the form doesn't matter because it's my closet and no one's going to see it except myself, my wife, and maybe Eric when he comes over, there's no need, it doesn't need to look good. I don't care as long as they function really well. So you can get the fancy looking ones that are also solid structurally, but those are going to cost a lot more. These were like what, 20 or not 20, $2 for like each, like $2 each or something like that, maybe 3. So I picked up a bunch. I got the closet organized because while I would love to have like a streaming room, this is just, we live in a 2-bedroom apartment, and this room doubles as our den. It's our office. It's the streaming room. We both stream from in here. It's also a lot of storage, like overflow from the kitchen and all that stuff, and camera gear. So I have to have a good functioning closet, and so I was like, I need to go in and get all this stuff organized, because, you know, with switches and PCBs and cables and more switches and crap tons of keycap sets and all these things, they just add up. It's just, you just have all this stuff and nowhere to put it. And so I watched a couple different YouTube videos about people kind of organizing their space, and I set it up to where, you know, I stream 2.5 times a week. I stream twice a week with just this face cam, Tuesdays and Wednesdays, 8 p.m. If you don't know, this is a 2-person show. Mechs on deck is myself and Eric, or Osiris, and we do talk shows on Tuesday and an interview stream with someone in the community on Wednesday. So, and then Saturdays, every other Saturday. This Saturday, I specifically asked to go back to back because I wanted to stream on the first Saturday instead of the last Saturday of spring break, and I really wanted to get this Squid60 built for me. So I've been neglecting chat for a second. 63 is the highest I go. Fingers get tired. I mean, to each their own, right? There's no right or wrong. We joke a lot about having the heavier springs. It just feels great at heavy, but I understand. 80 grams is the highest I've tried so far. 80 grams are good, but not all the way there. Not all the way there. To find sharp and light tactiles. Well, if you want sharp and heavy tactiles, put a blueberry stem in a Moyu black housing. And holy fuck. 89 grams was not enough to actuate it. I had to go to 98 grams to actuate, just to get the switch to work. I'm cleaning my garage. It sucks. Yeah, I imagine. Our garage, when Eric and I lived together, our garage used to get terrible. Trying to get better with organization. This hobby has gotten me more cluttered. It is, because there's a lot of things, right? You've got stabilizers, switches, PCBs, plates, all that crap just gets everything. It's a lot. And then you've got, I've got stuff for personal builds. I've got stuff for client builds. I've got stuff for future builds. If we're doing giveaways, I've got to collect the giveaway stuff. And it's hard, especially when it's not, if this entire room was just for Mechs on Deck streaming, it'd be a lot easier, but it's not. We don't, I am happy where we are, but this is also a functioning household, and it would be expensive to have a third bedroom just for streaming 3 times a week. So that, and a third computer is expensive. Sup, Chew? Zap, how's it going? Zap, this is the giveaway. We had talked about that giveaway cable, so hit me up whenever you get the chance. Sorry to put you on the spot. I love you, Zap. I can't get enough of the bumper. Literally right there. I'm telling you, man. Guys, go if you're like itching for a keyboard in the 60% realm and you have like $300 on hand. I know that's not cheap, but it's definitely in this hobby not the craziously high-priced board. Quality to performance to everything. This board is amazing. Go get one. Got a cable for you? Hell yeah. But yeah, it's just Zap, you can kind of probably touch on this because you are in a warehouse with cables. Is organization's key, and it gets to the point where for me it was getting to the point where I have the like classic R battle station setup, countertop, desk on top of 2 Alex drawers. Whether or not you like that or hate that, it's great. It's functional. You get 2 sets of drawers, which is nice. So the right side over here against this wall is kind of my like normal, pens, scissors, nail clippers, all that stuff, like anything, chapstick for my wife, and stuff like that. I've got, we typically eat, we don't have a kitchen table, so we typically eat at our desks. So I've got, like napkins and other things, office supplies, that's all on the right side. And then I have my kind of like my stream one where the top drawer is, my screwdrivers, my keyboard tools, my lube tools, a couple other things like lighting supplies. I have an entire drawer now that I'm very excited about, where it's kind of like my stream drawer. So I've got the overhead pole that goes in there. My backup camera, which is my face camera right now, goes in there. The second half of my soldering iron, like the solder stand and the actual iron part, goes in there. So it's all organized. So whenever it's time to stream, if I'm using lights, the lights go in the closet. But when it's time to stream, open up the drawer, it's all there. And it has made me significantly happier just in the last 12 hours, because I pretty much got home and I was just restless. And my wife just was looking at me and was like, just do it. Like, like you're not going to be happy until you do it. Have the same desk. It's a great desk. I mean, honestly. So Chewy, since you have used both bumper and the Fiel, they both cost about $300. How would you compare? They're very different because one is polycarbonate versus one's metal. If you want something a little more unique with a much richer, the Fiel sounds amazing, but I would give the edge okay, I guess it would depend on what switch you're using. The Fiel and the bumper are both going to sound great. I think if you want a nice, rich, low thok, go for the bumper. I have owned both for long periods of time. If I, let's say in a weird situation, they're like, hey, you have to use the bumper or the Fiel. Honestly, I'd probably go bumper. I think it's got a cooler look to it. It's not as heavy, which, for those who don't know, I love a good heavy board. I made a good heavy board. But I kind of like that it's light. I like that I can just reach back and There it is. It's got this cool effect when I put it down on my desk mat. I think this is why, especially on this one, where the desk mat's visible under. But I'd probably go bumper, honestly. Like, they're both tray mount. This one is 4-post. The Fiel offers 4 to 6-post. They both sound really, really good. It'd be tough, but I'd probably go bumper. The other thing too is, Mechanisk is a great guy. I've had multiple conversations with him, but Zap and I we're the way back boys. We go way back. Zap and I are very, very close. He's purchased both of my boards, so I kind of purchased his. Honestly, I purchased his more as a thank you. And I like the bumper. We kind of, Zap really helped get Mechs on Deck off the ground. Our most popular YouTube video is one we did with Zap. I have nothing but gratitude towards him. He's a Packers fan. I don't think Mechanisk is a Packers fan. I don't know. Could be. But, I have nothing but respect for Zap. He's just an incredible person. And I think that goes into it. I think that goes into the decision. So am I the best person? Probably not, because while I have used both, they're both great. You can't go wrong with either. But personally, I would choose the bumper because it's just a solid option. It's a really and Zap's a very good dude. Not to say that Mechanisk isn't. I have nothing but respect for Mechanisk. He makes insane boards. But yeah, I'd say the bumper. You have IKEA? If it is, that's awesome. Yeah, these are all IKEAs. I'm probably gonna go to IKEA this week if I need to. We're kind of, we re-upped our lease here, so we're gonna be here for another year. This is the first time I've been I guess second time. But since we started streaming, we moved here. We delayed Mechs on Deck for about 2 months because we wanted. That's not where that goes. I didn't want to start Mechs on Deck and then move. And Eric was like, "Yep, seems reasonable." So we moved here, and we moved around the 10th, I think, of March of 2 years ago. And then Mechs on Deck launched April 2nd. We did the video right before, so it was probably March 31st. So, we've been here. I was happy with that, but things changed. Lighting changed. My knowledge of how to literally, I changed this setup 3 weeks ago. I change my setups all the time. Eric's setup has changed twice. That's my birthday. Heck yeah. Well, happy birthday to us, RP Morrison. Oh, 310. Yeah, well, there you go. And, happy late birthday, RP Morrison. Get some Mechs on horns in the chat. RP Morrison, happy birthday, man. Hell yeah. Happy belated birthday. Sorry we missed it. So, we will test that stab out in a moment. Happy B-Day, Mechs on horn. Boom. So let's go over the knob. Whoop. See, I drop it on mine though. His perfectly good. Let's go over these stabilizers. All right. So I'm pretty stoked on these. So this is the packaging. It's going to show some reflection. You can say hi to my camera. It comes in this container that can be useful, I imagine, for storage, because nothing and everything on my brain is just storage. We've got these kind of clear insides with the black, the clear slider with the black housing, with some silver, kind of just metallic metal. So it's enough for me. This is enough for 2 boards. If I was using a 6.25, I have some 7-use stabs, so I'm just going to be using 3. And then I will probably use the other 4 for my OSA if I really like these. So Wish it came on a hinge, but I'm not going to sit here and complain about the plastic case that I get most likely out of pocket. So looking for... Okay, so there are black screws in here. So we're going to... I love these little containers, though. What keycaps are on deck? So we've got GMK Deep Space was donated generously. If you're wondering, I had another set of GMK Deep Space. I was not donating. I wasn't selling and then donating because I was trying to sell, and I did sell GMK Deep Space. But this was like a 60% only set or something. I don't exactly know, but the guy that sent it to me, that is also the person that bought this board. So Deep Space, I think it's going to look real clean against the black. I think it'll look really, really good. And then on mine, I'm going to have GMK Camping. The color for it was specifically picked for camping. I'm going to brighten this up some. I'm going to crank the ISO. It is, whew, damn. Another reason I wanted a new lens is this is an f4 lens. For those who are curious, this is the 8 in camera. This is the 18 to 105 f4. Solid lens. It's got power zoom, so it's good for like videos. Top down's nice. I don't have to like. I don't really have to. I can find if I can find the button. I can kind of zoom in without shaking it too much. So it's nice to have that option. In daylight, it's great, but at nighttime or kind of like this, it really starts to struggle with the f4. For those who don't know, aperture basically. The higher the number, the tighter in the circle gets. So if it's like f1.4, which is what this camera is at, it's going to let in a lot of light. That's also why background blur is a thing. And as that number goes up, it gets smaller, brings more things in focus. F4 is nice for desks because you want to have kind of everything in focus. If this is like right here, you don't want everything out of focus if one thing is a little bit higher. But because it's F4, it's smaller, so it's not able to get as much light. So, I keep staring at Botanical on that board, and it looks killer. The set is going to do well in Mech Madness. It really is. Low F good for face cam. Yeah, I have that's F1.4 right here. I'll just go back to. It looks clean. I changed to the 30mm for those who. I know I'm talking about cameras, and if you don't like cameras, my apologies. But also the longer the, why did I just go completely blank? Focal range. So the longer the focal range, this is a 30mm, which means I'm very, very far away. I usually use this. This is a 16mm, so it'll show a lot more. It's be like big wide angle. But it doesn't blur the background as much, where a longer focal range will blur the background a lot more. But if this one was back where it was there, you'd see my entire room. So great for face cams. So, but I like I said, I sold a keyboard to get something kind of similar to this one. It's a new Tamron lens. It's f2.8. Fixed, so basically if some lenses, if you zoom in, the aperture it'll tighten up and you'll run into it, the image will get darker. I got this lens specifically because it's f4, so I can zoom all the way in, it doesn't change. Yeah, lower the millimeter, the wider the view. So this is 16. I might have said 60. That's 16, so that'd be super wide. This is 30 right here, and this is at 18. So this goes 18 all the way to 105. Yep, no worries. So I was like, I bet. I basically said 16. So let's get some screws out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If I had one gripe, it would be the fact that the screws are just kind of loosely thrown in here. But that is a very like me. I'm not happy about this. Like kind of bullshit gripe. So I like that these are like, God, these are so shiny. Compared to this, like, look at that. Okay. It doesn't look like it, but one is significantly shinier than the other. So that just kind of goes back in, and boom. When I'm ready to use it again, it's all ready for me. I like that. Let's see. Sorry, checking. So, let me catch up. Also, big F and low C. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, background. Yep. I just got in some of the clip stabs with a black wire from Candy Keys to try. Curious to see how they compare to screw-in stabs. Yeah, I'm curious as well. So I don't think you don't need to clip these. The other ones were pre-clipped from a previous build. So we're just lubing. I'm gonna get my nifty 206 grade 2 out, and I need something to put it on. Finding something to put it on. We'll use this guitar pick. Technology. Here, I'll even do it. Technology. So 206 grade 2, it's thicker. Very excited to get another one of these. Hopefully these are good. I'm just hoping that the tolerances are really snug, because as Cyrus said, I've been fortunate at least with like 2 of my builds with the Duroc V2. I've been very fortunate, but with those 2, but the other 2 I definitely was ready to scream. So I did not finish lubing stabs in 1 hour. For those wondering, because I guess I've only been live for about 50 minutes, but if I can do this in 10 minutes, then technically 1 hour. Not 1 hour of uptime, but 1 hour of FaceTime. Just getting these stabs ready. Then we're going to throw in some anchor switches on both boards, get them all soldered up, and power through these builds. But yeah, I'm with the organization that I've got going on now, it's just, I feel like let's talk about it. I've been going to therapy. I have depression and anxiety, and that can be debilitating at times. I have been going to therapy. I think it's important to reach out and find help if you are in need of someone to talk to. Reach out if you just want to talk to someone. If you want to further improve your mind, give therapy a try. I've been really enjoying it. The first couple sessions was just kind of, it's almost like you kind of have to open up, just talk as much as you can, which can be hard for some people. It's definitely not hard for me, as I won't shut up sometimes. And I like to think of it as you're trying to figure out what's wrong with you. And you're taking a sledgehammer and you're slamming the sledgehammer into this giant rock that's between you and maybe not happiness, but at least like contentness, like just being content, just being like okay, not miserable. And you're just slamming away. And then the therapist just comes up and just takes a little chisel and just goes, and it just cracks the whole thing open. And you're like, what the hell? I didn't even know this was a huge problem in my life. So I highly suggest, if you are able to, if the financial situation, insurance, all that stuff is available to you, just going in, getting your mind checked. Your mind is just as important as your body. We get checkups on everything except our mind without a second thought. But I think it's really important. And I think a big part, one thing that was kind of always looming overhead was like, I just feel unorganized. I feel like my workflow is ridiculous. I feel like since the squids got delivered, my apartment was always had extra things in it. Whether it be boxes, shipping supplies, all that stuff. It was just an unorganized mess. And then once I got most of the squid stuff out, it really showed that I was like, it was not the squid that was causing the issue. It's all this other clutter. So yeah, I feel better. I've got a lot of the mess was just moved into the living room, in part so that I can work on it while my wife streams. If you don't know, my wife is an awesome game streamer. Streams games such as Stardew Valley and, why am I going blank on it? Verdant Village. #1 Verdant Village streamer. Literally, not even joking. So if you hit !Abra, you can check her out. Abra Ka Daniel with 2 A's after the C. She streams Sundays at 2 with Keeb Noob, our moderator. They're both moderators on Mechs on Deck. Check her out. She's got a cool stream. So I wrap up moving these. I'm just curious how the tolerances are going to go. Because if they're snug, they feel a little loose. But we'll see. I can't judge until it's all the way in. That's what she said. Terms of service. But getting these going, and then we can start building a board. Yeah. If you have anything you would like to ask, keyboard related, Mechs on Deck related, my life related, by all means. I know I talked about some heavy stuff for a minute with mental health. Don't let that deter you. I am happy to talk about whatever you would like to talk about, as long as it does not regard politics. That's a slippery slope. So be sure, guys, to go check out our Instagram. I've been trying to update that more. I think this is the most recent picture, and my wife's bower was posted up there recently. I've been trying to get more involved on Instagram. Growth, always moving forward. It's important. I think I'm going to need a little more loot. One thing I will say about, so Botanical is the first set that I have received with the new Legends. And any update on the Zyko mat? At this time, it is kind of in limbo. I can't really go into extreme detail as to why, but there's just a lot going on. Obviously with Omnitype very busy. I'll keep you updated, but right now it's kind of been put on the back burner. I do apologize if that upsets anybody. I'd love to really, it's just, it's in a weird limbo state. Keyboard. This keyboard is, I do need to go in there and do. This is the Crown TKL by Blind Assassin. This was a private group buy. It's a 98 gram creams I just went blank. Literally just talked about GMK Botanical. GMK Botanical on it, Zap Cable. Absolutely love this board. Camping was on it for a while. Until Botanical came in, and Botanical came in around the same time that this Squid60 wrapped up, so it was great. And this hobby, waiting is the name of the game. Absolutely. Abso-fucking-lutely. There is a big boy borking up a storm outside. We have this gigantic golden lab that is like down and over an apartment, and his name is Thor, and he barks as if he's outside of your window, and he's like a solid 40 yards away. He's so loud. He's cute, but he is terrifying. Oh, missed the hole. There we go. Did good on that. Yep. But yeah, and get this space bar wrapped up. And then we'll test out these stabs. My roommate's corgi is staying with us for a bit. She's a sweetheart, but she borks. Yep, the borks. We watched while my in-laws were moving, they asked us to watch their corgi for a while. And cute dog, but good lord. It was like, just, it's like, Jesus. And Howie, he's got a pretty shrill bork too. Also loves eating paper. I don't remember, that dog's name is Zeus. I don't know if he eats paper. My favorite thing that he did is, without fail, every time he ate, he would just roll around on his back, and so we called it the after dinner roll. And he just, for like 5 minutes, he'd eat, and then he'd just like lose his shit rolling around on his back. It was fucking hilarious. Weird dog, but cute dog. Let's get these. It's a little snug putting in the PCB, which I'm okay with. That means it's not going to be ridiculously difficult. And wobble baby. So, one moment. Static, that is a dope picture, by the way. I just saw, I was like, I have a bunch of stuff on Discord. That is, in fact, a dope picture. And it's a great desk mat. The Monstera desk mats are insane. My favorite thing about Zeus was he barked every time you opened the trash bag. Yes, if you were like you're doing the little overhead trick to like put air into the trash bag so it's not just super duper clamped up. He would like lose his fucking mind. But it was funny. He would literally wait and stare at you, and like he wouldn't. I'm sure he still does this, but he would sit there and wait, and like he won't bark. If you just hold it in your hands, he'll just sit there. He might growl some, but he won't bark until you start doing it. It's fucking hilarious. And then there's one more thing he does. Oh, anytime I played guitar, he would just lose his shit. He fucking hated the guitar. It was so funny. Just like one strum. Just like, it's like, okay, Jesus. So screws feel good. They're a bit, like I said, they're a bit snug. It could be per PCB. I personally like when they're snug, because when they're loose, it just can lead to more issues. Gonna test them out here in a minute, and then get the rest of this going. Probably take a quick grindonomic break in just a moment, just to get some blood flow. I forget what it's called that he always says, don't get this. But good friend Grindbox co-runs the weekly D&D stream Chat versus Everything. It is a fantastic Twitch stream. They stream Saturdays at 6 p.m. Pacific time, 8 p.m. Central. It's great. Grind is the DM. Frank from Prime Caps is the host and co-runs it. And basically, a character in the D&D story is voted on what to do by chat, and it's fantastic. So let's get. We have my PCB with the Moyu Blacks going in it. We have the other PCB with the cherry stabs versus the novel keys stabs. So interested to see how these go. Let's get. So both of these are 74 gram. Both of them are lubed with. I need a plate. Both are lubed with 3204. Let's get these. Nope, that's backwards. Well, it is important to note that you need to make sure to have your stabs in the correct place. It is vital to the operation of the plate and PCB combination to ensure that they are installed correctly. The good thing is, with most plates, it is very difficult. It's very difficult to make that mistake and not realize before you solder, because it literally won't fit together. If you do make that mistake, hopefully the desolder didn't ruin the PCB and lesson learned. Novel key stabs are tight. Switches and containers look so good. Thank you. Yeah, this is literally just, this is like, I have a drawer where there's like 24 drawers or something like that. Maybe 16. I can't remember exactly when. It's just, it's able to see. Usually these are labeled. I've just been lazy about labeling. That's another thing I plan on getting done, is labeling everything. So, all right, we got this here. So let's. So good pros, Moyu Blacks 5-pin, don't have to worry about switch alignment. Where the Glorious Pandas are not 5-pin, but another benefit to, and a big reason why this plate is the way that it is there's only like, the original plate was designed where this was just 2 switches and this was just 2 switches. These were not open like this, whereas now it is more open, so that the 2U Backspace users will be satisfied. And I guess it didn't dawn on me for a long time, honestly. I kind of viewed it, Blind Assassin told me do the right 2U right shift, and I was like, I don't know why, whatever. It's like I have my plate that I'm happy with. And I have an extra Baka plate, so if I'm dying to use that plate in the squid, then I just will. Guess what? I'm not. Then it will, but it opens it up for Alps. So there are a couple people that have built these with Alps. Happy to see. I like that it's, I love, nothing makes me happier than seeing people post pictures of the Squid60. It's such a cool, thing. I wish, I hope if you have a board design, I hope you can get that board design sometime, because it's a very fun and, cool feeling when you see all these people going, yeah, this board. And luckily, I haven't gotten too much hate. Every night, I'll get, if any like hate, it's more just people's opinion, right? People are like, oh, I don't like the plate design. That's fine. It's not for you. Oh, I don't like the curves. Whatever. Like, I'm not trying to win a popularity contest. I'm not trying to win, Mech Madness 2021. I'm just trying to make a board that I like. So. Laser cut Alps plate to make Matthias build. Gotta find caps though. There you go. So we got shift. Where's my enter keys? Where are my enter keys at? Nope, that's return, which is enter. All right. Since the Moyu Black stem doesn't sit flush, you need to make sure the stab sliders are fully inserted into the spacebar. Yeah, I figure you just rock them. Yep. It's just like a Holy Panda. You just kind of have to even give it a little bend. Ooh. Feels good. It's a little harder with the... Just rock it. Hopefully it doesn't too far out. One thing you can do is you can take, like, I'll just do it real quick. Let me see if I can show exactly what we're talking about. And it's nice because they're two different colors right here. So you see if I'm rocking it, a Moyu stem housing is actually the stab pokes out taller than how far the stab can actually go. So you really need that to go. So what we can do, you can on a space bar, you can kind of honestly just bend both to where the space bar just bends a little bit. Don't do it too hard, but where this, you can push it in one side, but then the other side comes up. So what you can do is just take this, and you can literally just push them up. And that will sit it flush. And then boom. And you can do the exact same thing on the other switch. They're all pushed in. Sounds fine. Granted, it's not mounted in a board, so it's not going to sound exactly the same. And we did all that work to pull the caps out. So stabs are good on the personal build. See how our old cherry, ooh, creamy. Heck yeah. All right. Let's get some anchor switches in here, soldered, and then start the tedious part of this build, which is putting switches in the board. So, when it comes to anchor switches, typically you just want your corners in the middle. So spacebar, 7 key, escape on a 60%. I need to look up what the key set was, or in the key set, if it has a 2U backspace or not. I forgot. I think it's split backspace, but I could be wrong. But just, the corners help keep the plate stable. Let me get my soldering iron out. That's what I do for my koalas. Yeah, that's smart. So, while this heats up, I'm actually going to take a minute, walk around. I suggest you do the same. Take a quick stand up, stretch, walk around, maybe stand outside for 2 seconds. I will be back in just a moment. So thank you guys for sticking around. I will be right back. We are back. Hello, hello. Hopefully you guys stretched, stood up. Just kind of stood there for a second, honestly. It's good for the back, for the blood flow. But we're back. We're going to solder in... these anchor switches, and then we're going to solder in the anchor switches on the other build as we are simultaneously building. For those who don't know, I'm building 2 squids, one with glorious pandas, one with Moyu blacks. The Moyu black is a personal build. I'll show off the cases towards the end. And then I have a black case with not the Moyu blacks, which is with the glorious pandas. My guess on this, Moyu blacks are going to feel better. Glorious pandas are going to sound better. That is my guess. So just getting these anchors, and it's important to make sure your PCB sitting flush. It just makes putting the switches in a lot easier. It's good to get in the corners. Looking for mountains, not thunderdomes. Good morning, just woke up. Well, welcome. Good morning, good morning. I wound up, so I cleaned all the drawers, and I cleaned out the closet. I've still got a little bit more left. I need to get some Ziploc bags because I've got some Infinity sets. I've got grain, and my wife has pastel rainbow, and those come in nice little boxes, but I also just hate boxes for keycap sets. Bags just take up so much less space. But I need more bags. I've also got these awesome sets from Kinetic Labs, the little PBT sets that are like super cheap. So very cool sets there, but I just need to put a lot of these things. There's just this little tiny shelf that I usually use for like client builds. It's like the MXSS is on there right now. I still need to take pictures of that. The Evolve lived there. And so basically whenever someone sends us a build, or it is a personal build that is to be built, TBB, why isn't Bingsu in Mech Madness this year? Bingsu ran in 2019. So, Duono, that is why. It did pretty well, but it did not win because Olivia. So I think Bingsu would be a heavy contender this year if it had run again. But even if we did, they're anchored in. I think I may have missed like this one. Yep. And then we can put that aside for a moment. So what's great about the 5-pin is that you can already kind of get them in. Like I can hold it by the plate and the PCB will just sit there. Bingsu is lit. Bingsu is one of the best sets. I think the best set to come out since Bingsu is Botanical. It's fantastic. So let's see. I can still tidy up a few more things. I don't like a messy workspace. Clouded minds. So here we go. That will go over there, and let's get these anchor switches soldered. I need to open up the set of deep space and check for the caps lock and the backspace. Get that stuff sorted. This in Bingsu, Cafe Dark are my faves. I wish I need to get whenever Cafe runs again, I'm going to get a lot of the like extras. Like I'm going to get the dark kit. I think the dark kit will look really clean. And I'm telling them to get like, do some fun, like do like a little, like a pumpkin spice accent keys. It's like a little orange, a little touch of pop. Because what I think would be cool for sets like Modern Dolch Light, Muted, White on Black, Black on White, what I would love to see with some of these sets is give us like some fun colors, right? Red, green, blue. You can do a lot, right? Red, boom, Valentine's Day. If it's kind of that theme, you can theme your board. It's red and white now. Maybe pink, maybe some red and pink. And, for March, St. Patty's Day, throw some green on there. You can do red and blue for like 4th of July. You could do red and green for Christmas, maybe some orange and some yellow. Just get those 6 primary colors, maybe the 3 primary colors and the 3 secondary colors, and then maybe throw pink in there. Just to add, like, those 7 colors would just let you be able to customize throughout the year, right? You wouldn't need like, GMK like holidays or whatever. No, you get some cool red and green accent kits. I think that'd be sick. Let's do that. And you don't need to use custom colors. GMK has all those colors. They've got red, green, blue, yellow, purple, orange, and pink. Like, let's get that done. Space bars, enter keys, escape keys, arrow keys maybe, F keys maybe. Like, let's get that done. Are those holy pandas? These are glorious pandas. And Moyu blacks. So these are glorious Moyu blacks on the bottom. But that accent kit, I think, like, I would buy it. I think, how many, like, it'd probably be a little expensive if you had 7, right? So, but you could limit the number of keys, right? Maybe even, you might not be able to do the space bar, or maybe sell like the space bar kit, because you get, 7 keys, you would need 14 space bars minimum. And then, so maybe a space bar kit separate from your kind of, your basic escape, enter arrow keys. I would spend a good chunk of change on that, because then it's like, oh, now I have all these, and then on top of that, you have so many more options, right? It's like, just because you don't have to go, it doesn't have to be like GMK holiday set. It's just now you can customize any set. If you think it looks good, boom, throw it on. Jinly Bean, hello. So let's see. For those who don't know, Jinly Bean made the Monstera desk mat. That is not this one, but the one that I had at the beginning of the stream, and the one I will put on at the end. So we've got our anchor switches. Let's begin by me looking at the keycap set. And seeing what backspace we have. So we're going split backspace. I believe that's what we talked about, which is good. This is what the keycap set is. We got, okay, so this is Chewy styles. Hell yeah. So we're gonna have identical builds. It's going to be pretty damn close to the Baka 60 that I have with the Glorious Pandas. Mine are 78 gram. The springs are like 3 years old because I used them in a previous build for like a year and a half. Then I used it for another year. So we're going to be building this as I wanted the Baka to be built. You are biased. I mean, that's fine, right? That's fine. Am I allowed to be biased on my own board though? Listen, Static, I know that you'll say what's on your mind. You're like, if anyone's seen that movie Pop Star, Never Stop, Never Stopping, there's like that. I got my hype man. I got my guy that hits me to bring me back down. Like, you're the guy that brings me back down. I need that, Like, if I get too cocky in the keyboard world, Static just reminds me. I do already have that person. That person's name is Colt in the Discord. I love him to death. He's amazing. He's fucking hilarious. He brings me back down. If I get too cocky, bam, he comes in with the fresh memes to put me in my place. Static is the people's champion, though. Yes. Hey, it's Garbo. Hello. You are not biased, Chewy. You are proud. The Squid is a great board. Thank you. The good thing is I haven't seen too many complaints. Now, maybe I'm not going through every single Discord. I've seen a couple posts, you know, where it's like, oh, I hate this, or I really don't like the, you know, I got into a long conversation with someone who said, I really don't like the plate. And I was like, that's fine. He's like, I think the plate could be designed better. I'm like, you know what? It probably could, but it's not what I wanted, right? It's not, I wasn't trying to make the best design plate. I was trying to make a plate that I wanted. And I wanted the Baka version of this plate, which is just very minimally different. And I think that's what is important, honestly, in keyboard design is, are you making it for someone else or are you making it for you? If you're making it for someone else, yeah, absolutely. Put a little more time in design, make sure. But if you're making it for you and it's not, then it's not going to be everybody's favorite. I've seen a few build streams now for the Squid, and they always look great and sound great. Top mount is my jam for sure. This is actually not top mount. This is a sandwich mount. We toyed with the idea of top mount, but again, this board, the history of it. I was talking to Dutch Master about this yesterday, actually. For a minute. This build is, I loved the TX60, but there was some stuff that I just did not like on the TX60. And this board was meant to do some things that the TX60 I did not think did a good job at, while continuing to do things the TX60 did do a good job at. The overall structure of the board and the mounting system I absolutely loved. I hated the plate because it was super open. I get, you know, once again, it's a mass-produced board. It's meant, you know, it's got to have ISO support. It has, you know, it's not wind keyless, therefore it's got to have 6.25 and 7U support. The bottom row was just wide open, and I hated it. I hated that plate. It just was so open and it drove me insane. And I was like, start with the plate. Like I know that I want an basically not integrated plate, but a fixed layout. And I had talked about opening up the split backspace, and a great man who goes by 001 Anthony. Oh yeah? He's just borking to bork. He told me, fuck it, do what you want. Don't listen to anybody else. And I really like that. The overall design, Osiris and I were kind of sending ideas back and forth to each other about like our own personal keyboard ideas. He's got a crazy one that if it gets made, it might bankrupt him because it's a super expensive, it's a very intricate design. It's a very cool design, but it would bankrupt the hobby because it's super like intricate and detailed. It's very not bankrupt. It's just it is on par with the level of detail of the Time TKL and a 65%, and like prototyping that would be hella expensive. So yeah, it's, but I like the idea of reversing the side profile, making it a little deeper. You can pick it up. You don't have to do that awkward like thing, especially on, and I love the weight of the TX60, but I was like, let's see if we can make it heavier. And yeah, it just kind of slowly picked up, and you know, after I sent the picture to Osiris, he was kind of like, yeah, it looks good. And then I hit up Blind Assassin and I said, hey, can you do this? Like, I don't have the knowledge of how to put this into a computer program and make it look good. You know, I told him, basically gave him every detail that I wanted. He obviously put in some input. The biggest thing that he put in that I think is one of the best parts of the board, honestly, is these little tabs. As you can see, there's an inlet here on the top plate. There are these little tabs right here, so that the top and bottom fit together if I can actually do it. So you don't have to worry about it. So look, I'm not touching it. This can just pop right off, but it's in place, so it is not seamless, but you don't run into that awkward thing with the TX60 where when you're screwing it in, you have to like arrange it to where it's perfect, and it drove me fucking bananas. Cuckoo bananas. You had a squid plexus plate made from them. There you go. Also, I made the dumbest mistake as a group buy runner. And just, to firmly, one, full transparency, and two, to firmly encourage the fact that I need to reorganize. I had this bin that had all of the Squid60 stuff, the PCBs, the plates, and all that, and if you haven't seen, I'll post more pictures of them, but I got mine Cerakoted along with Langlandias and Keeb Noobs and DD Declines and Hellbents. Those were all Cerakoted, they're squids. And when I was packing them up, I was just grabbing PCBs, and they were in the anti-static bags. And because I'm smart, I was watching Rick and Morty, and I was just sitting there like packing them up, and I was like, okay, Keeb Noob needs one PCB, and I grabbed a PCB, and it was the fucking backup PCB to my OSA. And so I'm watching her unbox it on stream. She goes, "Ooh, I got an Alice PCB." I was like, "Wait, what the fuck?" I shipped one of my own personal PCBs that does not fit a 60% out as a group buy order. So don't worry, I'm getting it fixed. I'm glad that it happened to a friend. We were able to have a good chuckle about it. Am dumb though. Am dumb. Proud group buy runner. Biggest mistake I have made so far. Hopefully I don't make too many more, but mistakes happen. I'm just glad that didn't happen to someone overseas. That would have been annoying. So that would have been, if it had been like, real far away, because customs is still holding on to some squids, man. I'm just doing my part to see. Yeah, exactly. Support the USPS. Plus now I can maybe, at this point now, Keep Noob's a good friend. Maybe I send some snacks along the way. Maybe I make it worth the wait. It's just a 2-part celebration. So, need to buy her a pony now. Wow, man, that's a jump. Listen, if I was just loaded and Keeb Noob was like, I really want a pony, I'd probably buy her one. But I also feel like if she never said like, I really want a pony, and I just showed up at her house with a fucking horse and be like, I got this for you, that'd be a terrible gift. Like, where the fuck am I supposed to put a horse? Don't gotta do anything special. I mean, I will. Like, shut up. That's all I'll say. Shut up. I'm gonna be nice to you. Just send her the OSA and do a second build. Boom, content. There it is. No, I'll send her the OSA and then tell her to build it, send it back, and then I'll desolder it and then build it. Boom. 3. Desolder stream, 2 solder streams. All right, cool. Anchor switch is in. Let's get, doesn't really matter which one. I'll just solder this one first because I'm not going to build them until, I'm not going to finish them until the end. So, but it doesn't, it doesn't have components either. So it's not like she can use that in a, like, unless she decided to surface mount solder. the diodes on there, which I feel like is just a dick move. Be like, oh, hey, I accidentally sent this. While you're there, you might as well just throw some diodes on there. Oh, she would. I know she would, because she's the nicest. She's the best. Her and her pro totally not baby stream. Fight me. All right. Dave, your wife went out of her way to get you this lovely fan. And you forget it every single fucking time. For those wondering, I solder at 660 degrees Fahrenheit. It's a bit on the toastier end. I just like it heating up pretty quickly. You can go higher if you would like. You can go all the way up to 661 and solder at the same temperature that Langlandia streams at. Once again, we are looking for volcanoes. Not thunderdomes, not flat with a spike. It's good to have a fan. This desk fan honestly was like $10. It's battery powered, doesn't make a lot of noise, and it gets the job done. I've seen some other streamers have these fancy fans. Honestly, if this is something that starting from scratch, I don't think I'd get a fancy fan. I think this is all you really need. Not saying that they're like, oh man, they're wasting their damn time with this or whatever. Like, God, they're wasting their time. This Honeywell fan. Let me go cash my Honeywell check. Fuck that. We baby foo. Exhibit A. I'm not the Hey Connor video. I'm not in the Hey Connor video either. Or if I am, I genuinely don't remember, but. Very excited to get. I've been like staring at this case forever. Osiris is? Okay, well, see. Osiris is a pro streamer. I'm not. Getting this top row soldered in there. So I want to talk about the winner of this board and why he was selected. While I wish I could give a lot of these boards to a lot of these people, I was very moved by a lot of these stories. C. Peterson talked, and I did get permission, by the way. I don't want anyone to think that I'm just sitting here telling a personal story. I did ask him for permission on this. It was a cool story. So he's in the hobby, and his wife is kind of like not really in the hobby, but enjoys. And then so they get like their first kind of nicer board. Their first custom is a Melody 96. I think he said he had Olivia on it. Can't remember, but he was like, yeah, I really, really like the board. And then I showed my wife to kind of get my wife into the hobby, to have another hobby that we could potentially share. And then, not in like a rude way, but he told me, said in the story, he was like, yeah, my wife really, really wanted it. So I decided to stick with, I forgot, I think he has like a Practice 65 or something, very inexpensive, not like a metal keyboard case, which there's nothing wrong with those boards. But when you're wanting something a little higher quality, and especially if you already own one, it's hard for two people to own keyboards at the same time and use them at the same time. And he was nice enough to kind of understand that, hey, if I want to share this hobby with my wife, give her the board that she really likes. And I just respected the hell out of that. I thought that was super awesome. There was like two people that, of the five of us, there were like two people that came up the most, and he was one of them. I can't remember the other, but it was just a very cool to see thing. And I talked to him for a while, and I'm very excited to get this board out. I just thought it was just cool to see the it's weird saying sacrifice, but like for your friends, for your loved ones, if it means that they can get enjoyment out of it too, like I just respect the fact that someone decided to go out of their way and say, hey, instead of me enjoying this, I'll let you enjoy this so that we can enjoy this rather than me enjoying it by myself. And so now it's time to send him a Squid60, because at the end of the day, if she likes the board, at least he gets his Melody 96 back. But I think the big one for her, if I remember the story correctly, again, it is a common occurrence in the hobby, which is I want a numpad. Squid60 doesn't have a numpad. I think he was used to 60 or 65%, so excited to get this out. So, got 2 rows done, 2 more, and then the bottom row left, and then on to the other PCB. And then the ultimate squid typing test, where I put 3 squids next to each other and see what happens. Technically, I could do 4. I got 3 squids and a baka, so why not? All with different switches. Yeah, no way the wife is taking this one. There you go. She's got her board. I've got mine now. His and hers keyboards. There you go. It is so fucking windy today. Or if it's not even like super windy, it's just the wind is like, I guess maybe hitting our window at in a weird way, because it's just like, it sounds like borderline cartoonish windy. I don't know, maybe that means that I'm about to our window's about to explode. That is too much solder. I recommend getting the SS Engineer solder pump, because I put too much solder on this. It is an expensive solder pump, but if you do not plan on getting a desolder gun, I would get that. It's the only one I would use to desolder an entire board. If you just need a really, really good, reliable one, honestly, that's the one. It's like $25, maybe 30. I can't remember exactly. But I've used a lot of shitty desoldering pumps. Desoldering gun did change my life, absolutely. If I take off rubber off the silent alpaca, does that just make it a regular alpaca? I don't actually know. I don't know if it would function. I don't use silent switches. I don't like silent switches at all. That's not to say they're bad. They're just not for me. So I don't personally know. That is a good question. I can find out for you. I can't at the moment. If anyone does know in chat, let me know and let him know or her know. R6 Real Rook. So it's okay. I was just wondering. Yeah, I would assume that it would, but it probably wouldn't be like the best alpaca, because you're like modifying something that's already been modified. You're unmodifying something that's been modified, so it's like I get you run the risk of damaging the switch. So we're almost halfway done with soldering, because we got another one of these boards to solder. The H60 PCB, I know you can pick up. Like I said, this was not a PCB specific for this group buy. This is just a PCB. It's 3 squares, 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 3 s that I was able to offer during the group buy. Thank you to Heine Bush. So very, very awesome to see. This PCB is great. It's not the best PCB I've ever used, but it is a solid PCB. Definitely a top 5. It's an Alps PCB, which does make it a, if for the perfect PCB for me would not be an Alps because I don't use Alps, but it's great that it offers that. It offers a great bottom row. I had thought about having a PCB made for the Squid60 run, and then I realized, well, one, technically there's already a Squid PCB that exists, and 2, I just didn't see the point in making a fancy one when others would already work, so I just kind of shopped around. I was going to go with the ANSI because that is what I recommended everyone get for the original run. The original run, I told people, like, hey, just go get a PCB. This is not going to be offered in the group buy. So you have to be ready with it. I think the ANSI is probably one of my favorite 60% PCBs. I haven't gotten a chance to try out these new fancier ones from Wilba, the WT60s. I have used the 60D with the flex cuts. That's what is in mine. But the new ones, I haven't gotten a chance to use them. But I've heard they're great. I'm sure they're fantastic, especially with the RGB lighting. I think that's really cool. But for a good all-rounder, this PCB is fantastic. So there is that. We've got that one soldered. Next one. Sup, Chewy? Tell Aperture Daniel say hello for me. Hello, CF King. I have 2 tofu builds in the wings, one using the ANSI and the other is going to be the Wilba Weird Flex with a PC plate. That one should be fun. I imagine that'd be fun. I think, I don't like the Flexi Boy cuts. I am contemplating running a polycarbonate plate with eventually what will be the polycarbonate Baka 60. It's going to be a small group buy. I'm just waiting on a few final things for that to get up off the ground. So that should be fun. I just have some ideas that I want to run by Blind Assassin and get some renders made up. So hopefully I can get that going. And I'd love to see if I can just do a fully polycarbonate build and see how that would sound and how that would feel. I know I kind of want to get some palm plates cut for it. I think that would be fun because Osiris is a huge fan of palm plates. They sound really, really nice. So hopefully, I've got a lot of plans. The Baka 70, I think, will be a fun build because I'm thinking about, again, expanding options. What type of metal for the plate. I might do stainless steel weight instead of brass weight. I might do, it's a slightly different weight. It's going to be bigger. Things like estimating over 7 pounds built. So, and it's pretty much this. That is what the Baka 670 is. If you're curious, except that F row, it's an F13. So imagine this as an F13 right here. So let's get to soldering part 2. F row equals artisan row. Absolutely. Gotta head out. See y'all. Wool, thank you for stopping by. Thank you for watching. I wish I could have done this in a tight 2, but it is 2 keyboards. It is 2 keyboards, so hopefully I don't imagine it'll take much longer than one more. I should be wrapped up by 3, depending on how long the test takes. Build-wise, will probably be only another 20 to 30 minutes. I do plan on taking another walk-around break after soldering because I like to stand up, tidy up the desk after the solder, turn the soldering iron off, and get that off of my desk. Mainly for safety reasons. Like if you're a build streamer, like don't like unless it's super far out of the way. Honestly, it's best just unplug it, move it to another table, because we are dealing with something that could easily make me end the stream and go to the emergency room. So, or at least enough to make me end the stream and not stream for a while because, or at least build for a little bit because of severely burning myself. So honestly, if you're a build streamer, or if you're building a keyboard, in general, you don't have to be streaming. When you're done, take a minute. Honestly, even just for the enjoyment of it, when you're done soldering, stand up, take a minute, turn the soldering iron off, move the soldering iron safely, or just stand up, walk away for a few minutes. Stretch the legs because you've probably been sitting for a while. Come back when it's time to put keycaps on. You know, get it real nice and tidy. Enjoy it. Each part of the build should be, you know, other than these screws being right here. Now you can't see a lot of the stuff that's out of frame because like both the cases are right here and stuff. But when it's a lot messier because it's 2 builds, but like I kind of like having where it's like the case stays over here, anything I need's to the left on, you know, on this side, and it's just each step is just clean and neat, and it makes the build honestly just more enjoyable. But because you don't want like screws and solder and all this stuff laying everywhere while you're trying to put keycaps on the board when you put your keycaps. Also, the best thing.
Solely for the Mobo nudes.
Pseudo smile. I watch these solely for the Mobo nudes. There you go. Well, there they are. Ooh. Yeah, baby. Here's the hiney. What was I saying? Honestly, if you are building and you know the exact layout, one of the best things you can do. It's a bit tedious. But one of the best things you can do is put all of the keycaps that are going to go on the board and separate them and put them in a bag or in a bin or something. So, and then put the rest stored. So when it's time to build, you just, unless you keep them in trays. If you keep them in trays, then keep them in the tray. But if they're in the bag, keep them in, like for this. I've got camping ready to go. In a bag, every cap I need, no more, I think. I've got Deep Space ready to go, even for a future build. I've got GMK Cafe ready to go. These are boards that, or these are builds. It's just so much easier. I highly suggest you do it, because you don't have to do that awkward like, where the fuck is the number 4 key, and then you just keep finding F1. Very excited though this weekend. It's kind of like we're trying to have a productive weekend so that our spring break can start up. Like once Monday hits, we can sleep in Monday. Because what is sleeping in? I fucking went to sleep at 4 o'clock in the morning this morning and then woke up at 9. Because I get better sleep when I work than I do when I'm not working. But I stayed up. I cable managed my desk last night at like 3 in the morning. I got this shelf behind me is like all organized now. I couldn't stop. I could not stop. halfway done soldering this one. So we only got the 2 longer rows plus that bottom row left for these glorious pandas. It's not the first glorious panda build I have done on a squid. I did one for a basically family member. For my sister-in-law's boyfriend, I made one with glorious pandas, but it was a different spring weight, so I'm curious to see how this holds up. Boy howdy, bravo leader. Hello, hello. How are you doing today? We are building 2 Squid60s today. One is personal, one is for a giveaway winner. We have soldered one. We are soldering this one now. One has Moyu Blacks. One has Glorious Pandas spring swapped with 74 grams. Both of these switches are spring swapped 74 grams. I think the 74 gram for a tactile switch is peak for like a Holy Panda style switch. 74 gram in my opinion is probably a bit... Whoop, my camera froze. Whoa, fancy. Let's see if we can fix that. So let's all right. Sorry about. Oop! Don't hit stop streaming. That would not be fun. All right, going back to main face. Nope. Now we are. Pro stream. I haven't had a camera freeze up in a long time. I'm wondering why that is. Is it hot? No, because the screen's all the way up so I can see it. I was wondering what was your keycap set. This one is GMK Botanical. Extras just ran, but they were sold out pretty quickly. If you can find them for like... Honestly, probably cheaper than 300 is a good job because these are selling for ridiculous prices. I was able to pick mine up at extras price. So, thank God. Still an expensive set, but I think it's worth every penny. I think this is one of the best sets I've seen since Ursa. It's also one of the only sets I've seen since Ursa. And it's an Ursa contender. I really, really like this. I love the fact that it is a cool white. I keep getting out of focus. This A6000 drives me crazy. But the fact that this white is a cool white, it balances nicely with the E-white boards. It's just fantastic all around. It definitely is a fantastic set. Excited that I have it, and I am excited to get camping back on a board. I've been loving the botanical board, but I knew I needed to put that board on my desk as fast as possible because the second this squid's done, it's going to be all squid all day. On top of that Monstera desk mat, which is just fucking amazing. It's been the picture. I took a picture. I actually made last night. I was very productive from like 1 to 4. I cleaned out like a bunch of drawers in here. I cable managed my desk. It looks so much neater under my desk now. And I made a freaking Lightroom preset just for the Monstera desk mat. It photographs so well, and I now have a preset. It's just like, take picture, boom. Hit preset, looks great. It works so well. Do you think there will ever rerun camping? Well, they've run it twice now. It'll be interesting. I think next year will be the year of reruns. Last year was a year of reruns. I think next year will be a year of reruns. But it'll be a minute. I just, because we had it was like Camping 2, but with different novelties. I didn't like the novelty. I think the Mount Fuji novelty was amazing, but I didn't think that the novelties all around were as good, because it started off as camping in Japan. I wasn't a fan of the sublet. I did not get anything on round 2 with camping, because I already had camping, and I didn't want the novelties. I really like the OG novelties, but I don't typically, if a set runs again, unless it offers something a little different. Like I think on maybe, I don't remember, on Modern Dolch, like this most recent one, I think Eric got it, and I want to say I asked him to get like the gray pack, but if I didn't, I'm not like torn up by it. I don't remember. I think I talked about it at least. Like Cafe, I think I'm going to get the dark kit, just because I was fortunate enough that a friend of mine who bought a bunch of Cafe kits sold me one, so I was very happy about that. But they, unless a round 2 offers something that round 1 did not have that I like, I typically won't. Do you think the next year we will see a lot of less sets run due to the whole infringement case or whatnot? No, we are going to see food sets. I've called it. I'm calling it again. We're not going to get IP infringement. We're going to look at other things that are not IP infringible. That's a word, right? This is not. I can tell just by how it looks. This is not seated properly. I think people might look at an IP. So here's something that is totally legal, all right? Completely legal. Not going to get you in any IP trouble. You go look at your absolute favorite TV show. Maybe it's your favorite anime, maybe it's your favorite cartoon, whatever. You pick 2 or 3 colors. You're like, man, that light blue and dark red just looks great. Cool. Now, go find something else to theme that with. Light blue and red. I don't know. It can be... I don't know what's light blue or red. I picked a terrible... terrible decision. But let's say you really like... I don't know. There's an anime with a green and a brown, right? Okay, cool. GMK avocado. Bam. Done. Let's do this. Avocados aren't copyrighted. And then just don't steal logos. Like, other than that, you're good. I just want more anime sets. Well, that's probably gone. Stop asking for more anime. Yeah, I don't think we need more anime sets. Or really just like, can we not? I love that. Like, one of my favorite sets from last year that I want to get, but I have nothing to put it on, is GMK Dark Navy. You know what Dark Navy is? Dark Navy. Like, it knows what it's about. I've been sitting here with literally 1 Switch left, ranting about GMK. Boom. I don't know if this is flash or not. Honestly, I'm not even going to worry about plugging it in and making sure it works. I will make sure it works before it goes out. It's Schrodinger's keyboard. But yeah, I think we'll just start seeing a more creative way of releasing colorways, but that's why I think like food sets are going to become more popular. Or like very vague. Like there's that one that's based off of a windbreaker from the 90s. Like, well, it's not a specific windbreaker. It's just a thing. Like, that's, you know, I see a lot of like, well, I guess 8008 can't run. No. It's based off of a sports brawl that he saw. But it's not called GMK Nike Sports Brawl. It's called GMK 8008. And it's based off of something he saw. So, soldered the baby V yesterday. It might have blown one of the bottom LEDs. Sag. I'm sorry, bud. All right, so I'm going to tidy up. I'm going to get the Monstera desk mat because while Wave is great, it's got some solder in it. We're going to slap these bad boys together. So I will be back in just a few. Thanks for hanging around, and we'll get some keycap sets on this, do some typing tests, and then send it off. So I will be right back. We back. We got the Monstera mat unevenly on the desk. There we go. Nice, and let's pull that over because this is a fucking heavy ass board. So let's put, what do we put together first? Do we put the giveaway board first, the one that has already been given away, just full disclosure, or do we put my board together first? What do we say? What are we doing? We got one build. We've got two builds ready to be placed in some boards. Giveaway board first. Make me wait. I get it. Static is a man of the people, and he is doing it for the people. All right. My wife was, she was asking right before I got in. She was like, "Oh, so how's the build going?" I was like, "It's going really well, because if there's anything I can claim in this hobby is that, here's the brag, with the Squid60 / Baka 60, because guess what? It's the same damn board. I'm the most experienced Baka and Squid60 builder." Not static age. Oh man, Scott W is probably up there though. He's rebuilt his a shit ton. But it would make sense at a board I built for myself. I would build a lot of. For other people, this will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think the 8th Baka or Squid I have built for someone. Yeah, that sounds right. So I'm not going to do the mod yet, the tape mod yet. We'll see. If you're curious about, I do need to put the keyboard. I'm sorry. We will start doing that ASAP. I can put a list. I need to put a list. If you guys would want us to do this, we could put a list of all of the boards that Osiris and I have, so you can just see what we have. If you want that, let me know. Also, if you want a list of, or if you, and we will work, not even this, we'll just do this from now on, of whatever board is on the desk. So this is the Crown TKL. Is that F1 keyboard? No, that's not F1. It's the Crown TKL. Is a private group buy by Blind Assassin, and it's one of my favorite boards. It's got 98 gram creams in it with GMK Botanical, and it is a looker, especially with the Monstera desk mat behind it. Really? All right, I'm going to screw in the other board real quick, and then I will put the caps on. Go. Shout out to Genly Bean, aka Genly Queen, for the dope desk mat. Absolutely. My wife has the black and purple one, and it looks so clean. I need to take a picture of her purple setup because it is glorious. It's got the purple bower that I took a picture of outside. Whenever there's a white marble background of our Instagram shots, that is me on my patio with a TV stand. It's also on my wife's Instagram. There's a TV. It's just the TV. It's like literally a TV stand we got from Aldi. Was it Aldi? Yeah, Aldi. And it looks really good. It's got a nice little marble background finish. And I prefer, if I can, I will take a picture outside, or I will take a picture during the day so I can get a lot of natural light. Because that is, for me, my favorite way of taking pictures. It's the easiest way to take pictures when there's a lot of natural light. Okay. We got that screwed in. Let's get the keycaps on here. My dog is laying in a way that if I open the drawer all the way out, not only will it scare him, but it will cover his butt, and then he'll hurt himself because he'll jump up and slam into the drawer. Dogs are great. There we go. So we got ourselves a blue enter. Yep. We're gonna need to tape mod this, I can already tell. Getting these on, I think this is going to look real clean because it's going to have that very, like, it's very dark. Might be a little hard to see at night, so I suggest maybe getting something to light up your desk area. But I think this is going to look really, really good. And I am excited to take some pictures of it this weekend. Yes, I am actually using 98 gram creams. That's literally on this board. 1 second, I dropped a keycap under my desk, but I cable managed, so it's a lot easier to find. .98 gram creams are like super, super amazing to type on. Like, honestly. It is not a meme switch. I have kind of made a meme switch with these like 100 gram blueberry Moyu black Franken switches. But those are more going to be just like for fun, like an actual meme. These I literally prefer. I play video games with them. Like, I absolutely love it. So looks like we do have a couple extra keys here, since I think this is for a 60% that would also cover the Windows keys. Backspace Key. This is the one that's got this interesting backspace, where it's like the old Honeywell set. Like, they used to do backspace like this. I'm not a huge fan of it, but it is what it is. Yeah, I'm really just based off of what I see, I think this is a really cool and very clean looking setup. Cam Peterson, if you can see this, oof. Or maybe you're like closing your eyes waiting until it's done. 78 gram creamsicles, yeah. That would be solid, but not. So we don't have that colored tilde, but maybe, you know, I might just like throw an artisan on there. Who knows? Yeah, I am just absolutely loving this key set on this board. Black boards are kind of underrated. I think people like stay away from them at first, because I did too, because it's like, oh, every board I've ever owned is a black board. Oh, look at this. This is so fucking clean. This is the best I've seen this keycap set. This just matte black, matte finish. This looks fucking clean. Don't worry, I do own one. It's dark. I mean, honestly, it's hard to see. I will say that's. I had this set. I do love the colors on it, but it is. I used it at work for a while, and I just I couldn't. Because every now and then you just need to be able to see where you're going. So this is the Squid60 matte black Holy Pandas. It's got some of that ping. We're gonna tape mod it. I'll probably tape mod it after. But we'll still do a sound. It'll have a little bit of ping, but this is just such a clean looking build. I'm gonna see about an artisan or something I can put here. Or maybe I can put another artisan here and then use this over here. I don't know. I don't like this. If you're okay with it, then go for it. Again, you don't even have to keep the key set. My recommendation, my request, Mr. Cam Peterson, because I talked about this. I hope you keep this board for a long time. If you decide to get rid of it, please don't sell it. Just send it to somebody else who can use it. If you don't like the key set, give it away, please. That's all I ask. If you don't want to go through the trouble, just send it back to me and I will give it away. This looks awesome. Very, very clean. Let's get on to this one. It's got two extra sets. There's in the giveaway keycaps there's another super key and a function key. So two supers for the Windows and a function. I just put a super. So I did not get this board to match perfectly with the green. What I wanted from this board was to get a green that would complement it, and I was more focused on complementing the alphas than I was complementing the modifiers. While yes, it is the same green, they appear different because it's green surrounded by white versus white surrounded by green, so it's going to just pop. But I think this is going to look really, really clean. I didn't, just like how my Baka, it's not a match. It's not a perfect match. It's supposed to add to the aesthetic of just green all over the place, rather than being a perfect match, because it can be hard to do a perfect match. It can be very, very hard. I think some keycap sets lend themselves to being a perfect match, and some are just, it's better to accent them. Let's see. I shared the same opinion about black keyboards until I realized how well it works with a lot of keycap sets. Absolutely. Dude, thank you so much. I would never think of selling. I know I asked before, but you and Osiris are able to... Yes, I will. Okay, I will do that. I might have to ship it out a couple days later. Then I talked about shipping it out because I don't know his schedule. But yeah, I'll be sure to sign it. And so far, I am happy with my decision on this green. Once it's fully built, I can kind of make it, but honestly, I can tell that I'm just going to absolutely love this board. It's fun, it's bright. I dropped something else because I drop everything. Fucking everything. Let's see. And this whole board, I mean, the Squid60, like, did I need another Squid? Because it's essentially a board that I already own. No, but I wanted something fun. I wanted a show-off piece. But with the Moyu Blacks, I'm really going to use this all the time because I really like Moyu Blacks. I thought about building this with just like creams. I did custom, not custom, what's the word? I don't know if he is open for commissions, so please don't hit him up unless he says somewhere on his profile. But Lividity, I have an observer for the Baka, so I got kind of the same similar color theme with the observer for this one too, being made. So that will be fun. Kind of a matchy situation. So this wraps up. This board looks incredible. It's so busy. It's fun. Holy fuck. I love the way these greens kind of clash. Like, this is just a busy board, and I love it. Board slaps. Absolutely. I'm waiting. This thing's going to patina beautifully, like, because it's just all this perfectly clean brass that I just want to, like, put my fingers all over. This thing's awesome. I'm wondering, yeah, I think the Cerakote got rid of some of that problem. So there you have it. I'm going to do some typing tests, but here are, these are the 2 keyboards we have built today in about 2.5 hours with a couple breaks. Which one do you like more? Honestly, tell me. If you don't like this one, that's totally fine. Tell me you fucking hate it. I don't give a shit. Have you ever tried creamsicles? If so, thoughts? I've not tried them yet. I need to. Let me know which one's your favorite, though. Let's get them all out. Let's show off. Let's be extra. Boom. There is so much. My desk is probably bowing. This is 28 pounds of keyboard. So we've got... I'll do some typing on all of these. We've got Moyu Black 74 gram brass plate. Obviously camping, Cerakoted. This one Cerakoted Mizu. Holy Jesus 78 gram. 32. All of these boards are lube. No, these 3 3204. This is 3203. This is Lilacs. This is another special edition Squid that's already starting to patina. So this is my wife's. It's a hot swap build, so if I just will swap in something really fast to see if I like it, and then go back to the Lilac build with GMK Minimal. And this is the Cool Kids Space Bars that she won from Rubber Duckies. Check out Rubber Duck Keys, his stream. He's got some awesome stuff. And then we've got, of course, Glorious Pandas. So I think, yeah, I mean, it makes me proud to see a lot of these boards. I love seeing all these different boards posted. So we're going to do the test mainly between these three. We've got, like I said, Holy Jesus, so kind of more traditional Holy Pandas, Glorious Pandas, Moyu Blacks. Like I said, I think these two are going to sound better. I think this is going to, I think in order of feel, it's probably going to go 1, 2, 3. In order of sound, it's probably going to go 1, 2, 3. But that doesn't mean that one is worse than the other. I think it's just going to be different. Yeah, the memorial of the board is just fantastic. I just like it's nice to finally have mine built. Yeah, so let me shut the fuck up and let's listen to some boards. So I'm gonna do this is gonna be a little bit longer. So I'm gonna do this one first, the Glorious Panda. We're going to take this out of the equation for right now because it's very rare. There are very minimal differences on these two boards, and I'll go through every single detail. This does not have a backspace cutout. These are built with the same keys, but in the plate there is a difference. The shift key is open to a 2.75U shift key, where this is not, and this has a 2U backspace. This is not. Everything else is the exact same. We've got 74 gram springs versus 78 gram springs. Glorious Pandas, Holy Jesus switches, both with 3204. These are about 2 years old, or getting close to 2 years old. No, it's 2 years. These are 2 years old. These have been used like once in a hot swap build, and maybe like 10 of them. Other than that, the biggest difference is the blocker was moved out a little bit. On the Baka, they just hug a little bit more, and then there's bump-on spots on the bottom. This has an engraving on the inside, where this does not have an engraving on the inside. That is every detail. So they should sound similar. I think the Glorious Pandas will sound interesting. Like I said, I am going to go through and tape mod this and just make sure it sounds excellent before I ship it off. So here we go. For those who don't know, I use a dynamic microphone of the RE20. It is one desk mat on top of an IKEA desk. And then the Baka. So let's do some side-by-sides. I'm trying to point this as close to the middle as possible. All right, so there is the side-by-side. They sound very similar. In person, I mean, once again, it depends on what speakers you're listening to, how much Twitch is compressing the audio. They sound very similar. I am going to lube the spacebar a little more. I think I'm not going to do this on stream. I can do a quick type test and like put it in the Discord. I like the sound of the one with Mizu more. Yes, because this has been an ongoing thing. The Mizu is an older board. The switches are more broken. It's got heavier lube on the space bar. It does have some tape on the inside to help dampen that sound, I think. But the switches are broken in more, so I think it does have a little bit darker of a sound. I will agree. That doesn't mean that this sounds bad at all, by the way. We're nitpicking like between a 10 and a 9.5, right? And because to me, this is the perfect board for me. It sounds great, it feels great. This is my favorite board. Like I use this more than any other keyboard, and I have a lot. Where this, I would be very, very happy using this. I would use this every day. I think it needs some tweaking. I think the space bar, I'm going to put some heavier lube in there to get it feeling better, and I'm going to tape mod it. I think it'll sound a lot better. So let's bring out my Squid with the Moyu Blacks. I'm very excited about this one. So I'm actually going to tape mod mine too. I said I might not. The spacebar sounds really good, but I think that just goes to show that the 206 Grade 2 is a really good lube for stabs. So I'll put the music back on. But it doesn't, the shift, the alts, and the controls, these don't sound as good. I think the tape mod's going to help kind of crisp these up. Moyu Blacks, on par, honestly. Like, it almost feels like the same switch. Like on it, like Osiris. Whenever I gotta drop. I'm fucking put the goddamn mic arm in the way. Whenever I drop some stuff off, I think I'm gonna bring both of these boards because they feel almost identical. It's strange. What are the switches in the blue one? These are Holy Jesus switches. The springs are very old. They're from Zelio V1 78 gram springs that I put in Holy Pandas in late 2018, in December of 2018 when I made these Holy Pandas, and I use them forever. And I've continued. Whatever, these are my favorite switches, like, of my personal builds because I've just used them the most. Zycos are my favorite to type on, but like these switches were in a tofu for about a month while I was waiting for the TX60. My TX60 was my main board for almost a year, and then once I got the Baka in, I got rid of the TX60, and the Baka's been kind of at the top of the list. These Moyu Blacks are good though. It'll be interesting to see. Yeah. So it has been a hot minute. I'm excited. So I want to say thank you guys for coming out and watching. What I might do, Cam Peterson, if you're okay with this, what I might do is I might drop off some of these boards with Osiris to do some typing tests. Or at least yours for the Glorious Panda versus the Mizu Holy Panda, and then maybe we'll get this one up and running. But like, he's gonna have to fucking peel this out of my hands, because I think it would be interesting to see the difference between I'm excited because that was a very loud siren. If you can hear that, I'm sorry. I'm excited because since I have multiple boards of the same board, and then I have my wife's one that I use as a tester, I kind of get to see the difference in switches down to the raw form of it, which is the exact same board So might do some typing tests. Like I said, I'm going to work on this a little bit more, but honestly, I think it sounds really, really good. Come on, camera. Thank you. So I want to give a quick shout out to our awesome sponsors. We've got Omnitype. They're working on GMK Norse. So thank you. GMK Norse is running right now. So if you want a Viking set, it looks amazing. It's probably one of the best Rama artisans I've ever seen. Come on, camera. Jesus. So go check out Omnitype. We got Project Keyboards. You can go to mechsondeck.project.link. GMK Astral is running right now, as well as you can go pick up some pre-orders of some other keycap sets that maybe if you missed, you can go get them now. But GMK Astral running this month. Canon Keys, you can go to canonkeys.com. If you heard of ePBT Aesthetic and the deal that it is at $79, ePBT Aesthetic is great. They've got the Angel keyboard. They've got the Cornelius keyboard, which is a cute little like ergonomic keyboard. Lots of other stuff. I'm looking right here because I can keep up with Project and Omni. Canon Keys has so much stuff. They've got amber switches I'm excited to try. The desk mats for the aesthetic is amazing. I think just a lot of this stuff is just great. Go buy a stack and base kit for aesthetic because the wife wants it now too. Exactly. Boom. You got to. So be sure to check out Canon Keys. Really releasing straight fire. So on top of that, we got Zap cables. He makes the best cables in the business. And just, they're so amazing. Like, come on, work with me, A6000. He also makes the bumper. You can go pick up a bumper. He's got amazing desk mats, cable runs. You can make your own cable. Just awesome stuff. There, you can go to Smith & Rune. They're planning on releasing more and more of the iron boards as well as other boards in the future, so be sure to keep an eye on that. They also have some awesome merch there if you want to get some cool merch right now. And last but not least, we've got Type Beast. You can go to typebea.st for an amazing newsletter, and he's also running Mech Madness, so !MM21. Go fill out your brackets. It's literally free to enter, and you could win a lot of cool stuff, so check all of that out. Thank you, Osiris, for the backup. Thanks for the backup. So I've got 29 pounds of keyboards on my desk right now. Well, 27 pounds of keyboards on my desk that I need to move soon, or my desk is going to explode. So we're going to go take this somewhere. Where are we? What am I? Good Lord. For those who don't know, Bitcoin's at 61,000 right now. Sorry. Stream Deck is cool to keep up with some things. Who is live? We got James, Tim the Tap Man, because he's a keyboard streamer. Max F live. So we rated Max. I have nothing against rating Max again, but is there anybody else? Is Squid heavier than the Bacchus still? I'll do the measurement because I've got two non-Cerakoted, and then I've got two Cerakoted. We'll test it out. And then like the different editions and stuff. So it'll be interesting to see. Who is like BTC Hodl? Who's that? I mean, I'm down. What else we got? We got Mech Clicks. IV Works. I'm just looking at keyboard stuff. The Magic Online Championship. I don't see a BTC hodl, so let's just throw it to who's building what. Not that that really matters. Oh, and that just went away. Where did he go? Where did he? Oh, I'm still watching him. That's why. So we're gonna go check out this Mech Clicks. So looks like he's in the UK. He's building a giveaway. He's building giveaway keyboards. So let's check him out. Give me 1 second. Oh, Bitcoin holdings. Got it. Duh. I'm dumb. Hey, listen. Like 2 weeks ago, I bought Bitcoin. and I made $1.50 or $1.19 profit. All right, and I'm out. I've never lost. I've only gained money on Bitcoin ever. Kerr, what's up? Nope, that's Kerr. I'm reading. Scuff. All right, let me end on a high. Exactly. Finish it up and then peace out. So there we go. Starting the raid, guys. Next week we've got we're going through the keyboard of Mech Madness like we did with the key sets. We're gonna have Upas on from Candy Key. Super excited to talk to him. And then we've got a cool build with Osiris next week as well. So thank you guys very much for tuning in and watching all these two awesome boards get built, and enjoy watching Mech Clicks. Bye, Switch Sister.